Hey, Star Valley. Welcome to the SVI media broadcast of the Madison tournament in Rexburg, Idaho. We apologize for the late start on that. We've been having internet issues trying to get connected so that we have a strong enough feed to be able to broadcast. So our apologies if we missed a couple of matches, which I know that we did. I know that we missed Tommy Hoops as well as Kimball Perry. Kimball Perry, unfortunately, lost by a minor decision in the last couple of seconds there. That was the match that was most recent, and we've got Tell Perry coming up here shortly. So once again, our apologies for not having this up and running sooner, but we've got it now, and hopefully we'll be able to provide some good wrestling to you today. We've got Tell Perry coming up. He is in the semifinals. We also have Kobe Merritt coming up as well, and we got some good wrestling going on. Hopefully this stream, this internet feed will work for us today. As of last night, in the tournament, the Star Valley Lady Braves were leading the tournament, and the boys were in second place. However, that has flip-flopped a little bit for the boys this morning. We haven't had many wrestlers wrestle in these consolation wrestlebacks, and so they have dropped from second place down to sixth place. However, there's only about a 6-point difference. So there's going to be a lot of jockeying for position in that second through fifth and sixth positions as we wrestle through some of the semifinals this morning, and we get into the deeper into the consolation brackets. Checking to see here really quick if I can get you some scores or some who's going to be coming up here. We've got Oakley Hepworth coming up for the girls. That is going to be over on mat 4. That's the one on the top right of your screen. That we'll see that here shortly. Blake was not feeling well, Blake Angell, my co-announcer today. He may be joining us a little bit later in the broadcast, but was not feeling well this morning. So hopefully he'll be on the mend and be able to join us a little bit later this afternoon. Tell Perry will be on this mat right here in front of us, the one with the white and black. That match is going into the second period currently. Last night there was a little bit of a storm here, and so it put down a couple inches of snow, made it a little bit difficult for the transportation of back and forth. Glad we were able to get the tournament started on time today. Once again, unfortunately, it was just because of the internet that we were unable to broadcast some of the earlier matches. So currently with the boys' scores, we have Madison High School running away with it at 133, Sentries at 93.5, Rigby at 83, South Fremont at 77, Jerome at 71, and Star Valley at 69. So there is a little bit of a division between Sentry and Madison High School. Madison High School brought a huge number of wrestlers and and it shows in the number of successful wrestlers that they have as well. So looks like we've got, I believe this is Hepworth coming up on the girls' mat. I believe that is Oakley. Oakley Hepworth in on a deep leg, single leg. Trying to get position, her opponent pushing the head down to the mat. Trying to get around back. Oakley's doing a good job of sticking with it. She needs to get around that leg. Oakley able to elevate. Looking for the trip. She does get the trip, but unfortunately she falls on the inside instead of the outside. And her opponent is on top. No points awarded at this point. Her opponent able to do a near side dump And she is going to get the takedown there. And now she's going to get some back points on Oakley here. And unfortunately, Oakley's going to get pinned. That was the consolation 5th round, so that's going to put her deep enough, I believe, into the tournament. She'll have the opportunity to wrestle for a 5th, 6th position, I believe. All right, now coming up right on this mat right below us is Tell Perry, and this is his semifinals match. Tell's looked really good this tournament today. His opponent is from Bonneville. Tell's got an overhook. He's looking for a leg, unable to do so. Tell looking for that back leg, able to get it. Now he's got the head in the hole. He's got the head and able to get around. That's going to be a 3-point takedown for Tell as they're going to work up off the mat. Still not quite out of bounds yet, and now they have worked their way off the mat. We do have a female wrestler wrestling for us as well right now. Let me pull up who that is, and we'll try and get up to that match as well. We've got Harbaugh. Well, actually, this is going to be Kara Andrews. We've got Kara Andrews up on the far mat. Let's see if we can try and get both here. Kara Andrews is going to be on the red mat that you're seeing at the top of your screen, and Tell Perry on the white mat here on the bottom. Unfortunately, our Zoom doesn't allow for both of those really. Andrews has her opponent taken down and is looking to connect a cradle. Unable to do so. But she is on top, so she has a 3-point takedown. Tell Perry is the mat that we have on the screen currently. Tell maintaining top. He's got some wrists. Looking to dig out an arm. His opponent doing a great job of not allowing him to do that. And Tell's got that armbar in, and he's getting some near fall points out of this. He might be able to get the pin out of this. We're working on short time, 4 seconds left. And doesn't look like he's going to be able to secure the pin, but he is going to get some near fall points out of this. That should make the score 7-0 in favor of Perry of Star Valley. Andrews up on the upper mat. End of the first period. I believe that she's leading that match at least 3-0, if not more. Tell does a roll through, able to get up to his feet. His opponent goes down to his legs. Tell able to break it. He's going to get the 1-point escape. Immediately back in on a headlock and is going to bulldoze his opponent to the mat. Got him straight on his back, and Tell's going to get the fall out of this, I believe. Scooping up that head now, centering up that weight, and muscling it down. And he's going to get the pin out of that. So that's a great pin for Tell Perry. He'll move on to the next round of the championship bracket. We'll go up now to the Kara Andrews match. She is digging in for a chicken wing right now. Getting that armbar in. And she's got her wrist on the other side, rolling it up over the top by stepping around the head, able to get her opponent to her back, but her opponent able to get back to a base. Kara is now head-to-head with her opponent, still has not lost control to lose any points. She's got a front headlock on now. Looking for that back leg. And able to block and get back around. So she does still maintain control. She leads that match heavily, most likely in the area of a 10-0 lead. Hard crossface. Digging underneath for the barbed wire. She's got it. Now she's going to step around the head and loses the barbed wire, but still able to keep her opponent on her back, and she's going to get the pin out of that. So great win for Kara Andrews. two Star Valley wrestlers moving on in the championship brackets. I'd like to give a shout out to the Wyoming Army National Guard for sponsoring this broadcast. It allows us to bring these wrestling matches to you live from Madison High School in Rexburg, not Idaho Falls. We appreciate their support of both the boys and the girls wrestling teams. Let's take a look and see who's going to be coming up here shortly. Looks like we're going to have Vale Foreman coming up on the girls' mat, and that's a couple of matches down. And let's take a look at the boys' matches and see where we're going to be. We've got Kobe Merritt that's going to be coming up on mat number 1. He will probably be the next one up. He is going to be wrestling in the semifinals, and then we will have Daryl Hunting, who is in the third round consolation. We have Ty Thompson. He'll be wrestling for the semifinals as well. Hazen Hess in the third round of the consolation, and Cooper Burke in the semifinals. Damian Burgess in the semifinals as well as Carson Clapp and Grant Thompson. And Kimball Perry will be in the consolation semis a little bit later on in the tournament here. All right, let's see if I can pull up the girls' scores here. All right, so with the team scores for the girls, we have Star Valley leading the competition with 157 points. We have Malad, Idaho at 120, Idaho Falls High School with 103, Green Canyon at 99, Preston at 90, Grace at 74, Blackfoot at 63, Marsh Valley is 63 as well, and Bonneville at 49, and South Fremont at 46, and that rounds out your top 10. So the girls Braves, the Lady Braves are they have a pretty heavy lead in this tournament, and should be able to hang on to that with as many wrestlers as they have in the semifinals. So great weekend for the Lady Braves at this point in time. We do have Kobe Merritt coming up right now on mat number 1. We're going to swing over to that mat, which is the red and black mat. And this match for Kobe Merritt is going to be a semifinals match, and this is going to be against his opponent, Adams of Blackfoot. All right, here we go. Not too much going on right now, just filling each other out. His opponent in on a single leg, unable to get there. Kobe able to defend. Opponent looking for a headlock. Kobe down on his knees, but able to work his way back into a base, and now they're going to come back into the center of the mat. As this is the championship bracket, the first round is still 2 minutes. His opponent in on an ankle pick. Kobe able to pick up the ankle of his opponent. This may very well end in a stalemate here. Score still 0-0 in the first period with about 35 seconds left. They are going to call a stalemate, and they'll return them back to their feet. Not a lot of wrestling going on. Adams of Blackfoot doing some fakes. Kobe able to defend well. They are going to give a stalling call now to Kobe because he was on the outside, moving towards the outside of the ring. So that stalling warning may hurt Kobe later on in the match. Let's hope not. But we're still sitting at 0-0. Now we're going to go into the second period. It is Green's choice. He is going to elect to go down. Merritt will start on top. Adams immediately to his feet. Kobe able to do a mat return, but then loses control and is not able to maintain the controlled position. His opponent will earn 1 point for the escape. Kobe's got to show a little bit of aggression here. A lot of shooting from distance, trying for ankle picks that are just too far away. I'd really like to see these two get a little bit closer and have some deep shots, some single legs and some double legs. They are going to hit Kobe with the stalling call again, and so now he is down 2-0 as that was his second stalling call, and that's going to cost him a point. One minute left in the second period. Not too much action going on. A lot of fakes. Kobe does go in on a single leg, but it was from distance, unable to get there. Back to their feet again. Either Adams or Merritt is going to have to commit to a takedown and just get in deep. And we're going to come to the close of the second period with a score of 0-2 in favor of Adams of Blackfoot. It will be Merritt's choice. He is going to choose down. Kobe, a quick jump up, unable to get to his feet. His opponent has a blanket ride on. Digging out an arm, Kobe able to prevent him from getting that arm. Kobe working on hand control, needs to work up to get up to his knees and get those hips off to the side. Let's look for a knee slide here. And tried to do a sit out, unable to get there. His opponent was really good and following him on that. His opponent digging out on an arm pry or an arm bar. 1 minute left in the third period. Merritt up to his feet and able to break the hold. Now it's going to score 1-0. We got 45 seconds left. Kobe's got to get in on a shot here. His opponent in on a single leg. Kobe able to, he's got a whizzer in and now lost that whizzer. His opponent's going to force him out of bounds. So now we got 32 seconds left in the third period. Kobe trailing by 1 point. We've got Val Foreman on the other mat here, on the girls' mat. Match just started. She has a takedown, leads that match by at least 3-0. Val's got an armbar in. Kobe Merritt, 15 seconds left in the third period. He's got to shoot. Val's got an armbar running up and around the head. And Kobe is going to be too little too late. 5 seconds left. 4, well, he may get a takedown. He does score the takedown with 3 seconds left. With 1 second left, he will end up winning the match 4-2. So a great win for Kobe right at the very end. He literally had a takedown with 2 seconds left. We got Val Foreman here wrestling up on the girls' mat. She leads that match at least 7-0. Unfortunately, we can't see the scoreboard from here. She's got a cradle locked up, and then she's going to get the fall. So nice win by both Val Foreman and Kobe Merritt. Both semifinalists in there, moving on in the championship bracket. All right, I believe that we've got Daryl Hunting up right now, down here on this mat. Daryl in on a front headlock. And able to get out and around, and that's going to give him a 3-point takedown. We also have Pat Angell that just started her match up on the girls' match, and it is already over. It looks like she got pinned, unfortunately. We will also have Roberts of Star Valley coming up on that mat. Daryl Hunting leading his match 3-1. Digging in on a barbed wire. He's got that locked up. He's going to be able to get this down. Hopefully he'll get this in for a pin. Centering up that weight. He's got at least the 4 near fall points, and his opponent's doing a great job of squirming out of that. Daryl still has that arm, so they haven't awarded the points yet. He did let go of that arm now. Back to a crossface. Nothing coming of that, so we'll go to the other side for the crossface. Pat Angell on the girls' mat, working off bottom. She trails that match 3-0. Down here, Daryl's opponent able to get an escape. That's going to make the score 7-2. Daryl's opponent looks to be from Idaho Falls. He's in on a deep single leg, and Daryl able to sprawl him out really well. He's got a crossface on, trying to get that head cleared. Daryl able to step behind. His opponent takes his hands off the mat, so there's no point scored yet, but now Daryl is able to secure that takedown, and that will make the score 10-2 in favor of Daryl Hunting. Not much has changed on the girls' match, with Pat Angell still working off bottom. I believe the score there is still 3-0. Pat Angell's opponent's got a half on and does a front dump. Pat Angell finds herself on her back. Short time if she can fight off, and unfortunately she's not able to do that, and she's going to end up being pinned. All right, down here on Daryl's match, they are heading into the second period with a score 10-2 in favor of Daryl Hunting. Actually, this is headed into the third period. Hunting will start on bottom. Hunting working for hand control. His opponent's got a tilt. They're going to say not enough control to demonstrate points. So Daryl doing a good job of rolling through there. Daryl up to a base, trying to clear his hips from out from underneath his opponent. Minute and 20 seconds left in the third period for Daryl Hunting. Up to a base, once again trying to get his hips out from underneath the hips of his opponent. Daryl is going to get a stalling call here soon if he doesn't. Of course, so could his opponent. He hasn't gotten off to the side in quite some time. And they're going to hit the opponent. So the Idaho Falls wrestler is going to get the one for stalling because he was not going perpendicular. He was just riding Daryl straight on, and so that will get them back to the center of the mat. Daryl still leads the match 10-2 with 58 seconds left in the third period. His opponent's got a blanket right on. Daryl is trying to clear his hands from underneath. Idaho Falls trying to pull that wrist back for an arm bar. Daryl doing a good job of defending that. His opponent headed for a half and transitions back to a hand underneath, a wrist underneath. Daryl doing a great job of fighting it off. We got 20 seconds left. His opponent's only hope at this point is a pin. Daryl doing a great job of not giving up any tilt or back points. He's got a hard crossface on right now with 9 seconds left. Daryl doing a great job of being able to get his hips out to the side and is going to score an escape. That will make the score 11-2, and that is going to do it for his match. So a great win for Daryl Hunting. That will move him on in the consolation semis, in the consolation bracket. All right, we've got Ty Thompson coming up in the championship bracket. He is in the semifinals. Ty's looked really good this weekend, and he has an opponent from South Fremont. Caution before the match even starts. The South Fremont was not up on his line. Ty in on a quick ankle pick, and unable to get there. Ty trying all different angles here. Got a front headlock on his opponent, trying to run around him as quick as he can, trying to get that head in the hole and get that back leg. His opponent doing a good job of just turning and turning. Ty just keep going, just like a washing machine, trying to get around to that back leg, unable to do so. He still does have that headlock on. Now he's got a claw underneath as well. And they're back up to their feet, so some good wrestling by both wrestlers. Ty in with an inside trip, puts his opponent straight to his back. He's got the headlock on, and he's going to get a pin out of that. Good inside trip by Ty. That was a nice little move. His opponent did not see coming, and he just transitioned that straight to his back for a pin. All right, kind of fast and furious there for just a moment. We do have another couple of the boys semifinals matches coming up, and also some girls coming up on these other mats. So we have Brooke Schwab will be coming up for Star Valley over on the girls mat in just a few matches. And for the boys match, we have Hazen Hess coming up here soon, and also Cooper Burke. Coming down through the ranks of some of the higher varsity weights. So we will be seeing Burke and Burgess and Thompson, some of the upper weight classes of the boys varsity. We've also got some of the upper weight classes of the girls varsity with Brooke Schwab coming up. All right, no Star Valley wrestlers on the match currently. Hip, Carson, hip! 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 As you can hear, the fans here getting into their matches, which is an awesome thing for them to be able to encourage their kids. Hopefully it's just being done in a tasteful manner. And unless you've been a wrestling parent, it's kind of hard to explain the emotions that you're going through as your kids out there wrestling, whether they be winning or losing. All right, a couple of matches are just ending now, so hopefully we can get over to some of the varsity matches, some of the Star Valley varsity matches coming in here shortly. All right, just because we have this one right here in front of us, we're going to go ahead and just watch this match. This is a match between, looks like a Blackfoot wrestler and a Rigby High School wrestler. They're 7-9 going into the third period. Looks like the Rigby wrestler in the maroon is currently on top, or trailing by 2 points. Kind of hard to get here as they are wrestling almost right underneath us. All right, give me just one short moment here. We're going to take a quick break as we are waiting for some Star Valley wrestlers to come up, and we'll be back with you in just one moment, okay? All right, we're back now, and Blake Angell's joining us. He had a little bit of a spell this morning, and hopefully he's feeling a little bit better. And we're glad he's able to join us back for the broadcast. We have got, unfortunately, we have a Star Valley versus Star Valley, which we never like to see. And I know that this has been going against Lane Hunting. So Lane was varsity last week in the wrestle-offs, and Hazen is varsity this week in the wrestle-offs. So these two are very evenly matched. Should be a great match.
Yeah.
And it looks like over here on the other match,
oh my word!
We're gonna have
from Star Valley. I kind of like that.
Hess on bottom, able to get up to his feet. Hunting with a lift return. Hunting able to flatten him out. Over on the other side, Burke's got a leg, able to dump Mickelson to his back. Mickelson able to base up, and that is a 3-point takedown for Burke. Hunting working on top on this mat. Hess on bottom to the mat. Jerome has got an armbar in on one side, and he's got Damien's wrist on the other, and he's just going to walk up around his head. That's pretty tough to get out of. Damien's going to roll through it, though.
Job.
A good roll through. He's got to keep his arms clear. Damien trying to work up to a base, trying to clear his hips. Jerome has an armbar on Damien's left-hand side. That's why he's unable to get up to both knees there.
Waiting for Damien to reach back. Damien knows not to do that.
Yep.
Because then he'll fish hook that far side. Oh.
Looking for a dump. He does have a wrist underneath Damien's body, trying to get up to... Well, that's not very fun when that crossface is right across the chin face area. Damien giving up some back points there, some near fall. He does have 13 seconds left. Damien has his shoulder up off the mat. Let's see if we can get him into the second round here. 6 seconds left. And still maintaining his shoulder off the mat, and he is going to get into the second period.
Oh, great.
He's going to give up 4 pack points there, though. That does bring the match score to 10-0 in favor of the wrestler from Jerome. Jerome is going to choose down. This wrestler from Jerome does have the #1 seed. So Damien coming up on the same side of the bracket, but just the other end of the bracket. So this is the semifinals to get up to there. Jerome able to get up to his feet, able to get back around. That's going to give him a 1-point up and a 3-point around. Makes the score 14-0. Damien needs to work up to a base here. Well, this wrestler does a great job of keeping him flattened out on the mat. He has got a half in deep, and that is going to be a pin. That's a great wrestler from Jerome. Good match for Damien. Yeah. Everything that, you know, good learning
there.
That is, let's take a look. That is Carson Clapp. That is the 170 weight bracket as well. Chip bracket. Looks like Clapp is currently fighting off bottom. He's got a knee of his opponent, even though his opponent has the upper position. Not sure if they have called a takedown yet, but I would assume that they have. His opponent has got a power half. Carson Clapp, he's on the other side of the bracket of where Damien was at. And there's a possibility that he and Carson could meet at a later time, depending on the results of this match. But both good wrestlers in the 175 weight bracket. All right, we have, why we've got blood time there. We've got a girls match going on right here. Let me find out who we've got over here.
I think it's Tootsie, but I'm not.
Peterson?
Tootsie, yep. This is Constance or Tootsie Peterson.
We're going to try and zoom out, see if we might be able to get both those mats. So we have got Tootsie Peterson on the mat to the right of your screen. And we have Carson Clapp on the left-hand side of your screen.
Tootsie's in on a singles. Almost had it sucked in with her hips under her. Our opponent was able to squish her, though, and spin behind. She's going to get the takedown right on the bell.
Clapp fighting from bottom, trying to roll through. Unable to do so. His opponent's able to get a 2-on-1 underneath. And looks like we're coming up on the end of a period in the Carson Clapp match on the left-hand side of your screen.
Back on the girls' mat. Tootsie now in a front headlock against her, going for a quarter as her opponent drives her forward, kind of shucks her right on through and gets another takedown to lead that one at least 6 points with 2 takedowns. Once again, points on takedowns have changed. This is the inaugural year for the rule changes. 2 points was as long as I can remember. That was your takedown. And now you get 3 points per takedown. So if you take your opponent down to their back with a new rule, you've already got 3 plus your back points, which is up to 4 more. It can be 7-0 in the matter of seconds.
We're going to come back over to the girls' mat a little bit closer because we had some blood time over on the other mat.
I think they got it resolved. So it makes these techs a little faster too. If you do that twice, you're up 14-0. It only takes one more escape or a near fall and the match is over. Tootsie unfortunately gives that one up by fall. Her opponent really excited. I think that says Chalice. I didn't know Chalice was here, but
yes, they are.
Okay.
Yep. We do have coming up on that mat right after her, I believe is that Kenna Merritt?
It looks like Kenna is warming up.
That is Kenna Merritt. And her opponent is going to be from Bonneville, Inglet from Bonneville.
Now, is this a semifinal for consolation?
That is a consolation semis, yep.
All right, so should she win here, she'll be in for the consolation championships, which I believe they just announced will take place on mats 2 and 4 on the next round.
That's what it sounds like, yep. Hey, I'm excited to hear that we're that far into the tournament already,
yeah.
rather than being here late into the night. So.
Yep.
All right, so we've got Kenna Merritt on the upper right-hand side of your screen, their opponent from Inglet of Bonneville. Boy, her opponent is really going after the head control and pushing down there. Kenna giving it right back, though.
Yeah, Kenna's very sound on her feet. I don't think she's going to be disrupted too much by someone that's laying on her head heavy.
Over on the other mat, Clapp is going to start up on top. His opponent quick to his feet. Clapp good with a mat return. Clapp puts in legs as his opponent stands up. That's going to be potentially dangerous, and they're going to return him back to the center.
On the Kenna mat, she does a almost takedown. There it is, right on the buzzer. Oh, the ref did not award that. So, excuse me, no takedown yet. She's got a, wow. I don't know. I think that looked like a takedown, at least from my angle. But
yeah, the thing that was hard is that the opponent had her head. But did she step over the legs?
It looked like she was clear behind her. But, they got to stop that motion, too. And maybe Ref Clark said, no, not enough there. So that first round ends 0-0. Against Bonneville, Star Valley's Kenna Merritt.
Over on the other mat, Clapp he got a little too high with both legs in, and his opponent able to come out the backside. He's going to get a 2-point reversal out of that.
Kenna's little opponent just really handy with her hands. She'll grab those fingers. You have to have at least 3 and 4 fingers. I mean, you can't just have one finger, but it does work for her. She gets an escape. So score on Kenna Merritt's match would be 1-0 in favor of Bonneville. There's a shot from Merritt. She's driving deep, trying to get her hips underneath her, and she does indeed do that. Turns the corner and secures a 3-point takedown to lead this 3-1. Immediately right into a half. We're going to get swipes out of this one too. As ref Clark is making it known. He's nice and slow with it, but it doesn't matter. Kenna's going to get all 4 points. So this match went from her being behind to being way ahead real quick. Score now 7-1 in favor of Merritt. Kenna switches right off to a screwdriver there, or a barbed wire, as we like to call it, and she's going to get more swipes, if not a pin here. Let's see how many old Clark gives her. 3 more points. So we're up to 10-1 with Kenna.
And the Carson Clapp match just ended. It was pretty much just stalling out the whole third period. It looks like Clapp is going to lose by minor decision on that match. So he'll jump over to the consolation bracket, and him and Damien will probably end up duking it out at a later time.
Yep, probably meeting. Makes for some tougher bus rides and dinner appointments.
Yes, it does. Especially since they just wrestled off this last week as well.
Yeah.
So both very sound wrestlers. Kenna digging in for another barbed wire. Boy, how the girls can suck back and sit on their own feet and suck their chest right down into their knees there. That makes it darn impossible to try and get hands in there.
Different style of wrestling. Yeah,
they're a lot more
guys,
flexible than the boys.
They are. We've said it before, but we've seen them completely turn like an owl. Their hips facing one way and their back the other.
Yep.
And, they're still getting back points. The guy, you do that, you'll cut them in half.
I've seen the girls get pinned while still on their knees.
Yeah, it's just amazing.
That does not happen in the boys bracket.
No, unless somebody's got a saw out. So Kenna's still way ahead on this one. She should be leading 10-1 at least. We can't see the scoreboard there, but if all has been given as it should have been, she's way ahead. Demonstrating complete control over her Bonneville opponent after at one time being down 1-0. Now she's looking for that Delta ride. She pulls that cross wrist under. Her opponent almost reaches back. Kenna changes off to a good cross face. Now you got to be careful there, as we've said before, if they're not broke down. Does a great job breaking her back down. Goes under both for the barbed wire.
She's larking that barbed wire
around
this
the
match.
Clock. And there's more points, more swipes. 4 more on the board for Kenna. She may just end this with a pin, and we won't see those 4 points. And there it is. Congratulations, Kenna Merritt.
Yep, great win for Kenna.
Consolation Championships a little later this afternoon. If not morning. They may get to him before noon.
We'll see how quickly the tournament moves here. We've got Grant Thompson that's going to be coming up here. I believe he is on deck. And I think he's on mat number 2. Nope, mat number 1. So that's going to be this mat with the gray and red on your screen currently. All right, so just taking a look at the team scores again here. With the girls' team scores, we have Star Valley leading the pack once again at 209, Malad at 158, Preston at 116, Green Canyon at 114, and Idaho Falls High School at 107. That brings up the top 5. So Star Valley still with a solid lead with the number of girls that they have in the semifinals, and then also in some of the higher brackets of the consolation. That's not a surprise. They've got a great tournament going on here for them. So let's switch over to the boys' side, though.
I got the boys right here.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Looks like Star Valley's moved to the 2nd position, behind Madison. Madison's had a great tournament, 188 points. Star Valley in 2nd with 122.
They have.
Century, newer high school. It still seems newer. It's really not. Century's in 3rd place with 106. And then Jerome, Idaho at 90. And then rounding out the top 5 is Rigby. South Fremont stands at 6th, then Blackfoot 7th, Green Canyon, Utah 8th, and Shelley down at 9. So we've got, we're in the race, but we are behind.
Yeah.
I guess it just depends on how many we win in this next one and how many Madison has in the finals. But I think it's safe to say we are in a solid 2nd position, maybe in the running to take over first, but Century would have to have a heck of a round to pass Star Valley. Star Valley's at 122, Century is 106.
Well, and as I mentioned earlier in the broadcast before you got here, Blake, is that Star Valley was in second place last night in the boys bracket. This morning quickly dropped back to sixth place, and now just like that, once you get into the we didn't have a lot of wrestlers wrestling this morning. And so
Gotcha.
then once we actually hit kind of our middle section here, just like that, they're able to jump back up into second place. And, it would be actually pretty tough for them to overtake Madison at this point. Madison's got a pretty heavy team. Not necessarily that they're better wrestlers, but they have all full weight classes. Star Valley has probably 3 or 4 missing weight classes, which really does hurt them in the scoring aspect of things.
Yeah.
We have a 106, but we don't have a 113. I don't think we have a 1. We may have a 120 today. Depends on where Crookston is wrestling. We're empty at the heavyweight in the varsity. So I know that Star Valley has at least a couple of empty weight classes. And those are holes that we definitely want to try and fill before we get to state and regionals, because you can only score one guy in each bracket. In each weight class.
That's why I'm wondering here, do you think Madison has got 2 scorers and they're yet to adjust those? Because usually, it used to be you had to declare which wrestler was the scoring wrestler. And now, yes, you had to say, hey, this is our scorer. The other one was either got to be unattached or non-scoring. He can prevent the other team from advancing by winning matches, but he would not score. I know 2 years ago at this tournament, Star Valley was ahead by a long ways. We'd brought 2 deep in most weights. And then when track wrestling finally caught up and only tallied the scorers at each weight, Star Valley did drop, and South Fremont ended up passing. So I'm not sure if Madison might be in that boat, or if that is their primary scorers, and they're leading that far, but they're ahead by 60 some odd points.
All right, here. We just want to make sure that we've got what we need here. Give me 1 second here. We're saying that we may have some issues with the video feed. Let's just make sure that that's working for us. Give us 1 second here. So we are having some issues with the video feed, and it's due to the internet connection. It's been up and down, so we're doing our best to try and provide that to you. But if we do cut out from time to time, it is because of the internet connection that we're struggling with today. We apologize for that. All right, let's see if we've got Grant Thompson coming up yet. We do. We've got Grant Thompson coming up here. He is going, this is the semifinals, I believe. Let's make sure that I've got that match correct for you. We do. So that is the semifinals, and this is the 215 weight class. Grant Thompson's looked good this year. Should be a strong contender for the state title in the 4A Wyoming. Looks like his opponent is from Jerome, Idaho. Grant in on a single leg, able to elevate and picks up his opponent, returns him back to the mat. That's going to be a 3-point takedown, straight into a crossface. Lets off the crossface, but right back to it on the other side. And Grant deals out those crossfaces that you can tell hurt when, they kind of wince and turn their heads. Grant's pretty good at dishing out a pretty forceful crossface. All right, we're going to go back to the center as they went out of bounds. Jerome is going to start on bottom. Thompson on top. Thompson with an arm chop. Now he's got a 2-on-1 underneath. and grabs a shoulder. Is going to return his opponent back to the mat. Grant's hips a little bit out of position, but he's going to step back, grab a leg instead, elevate, and he's going to do a back trip, put his opponent straight to his back, and he's going to get, he got one swipe, not enough. There's some more swipes out of it. And Grant's going to go for the pin here, and he gets it. Great pin by Grant Thompson. He'll be moving on into the finals. All right, so we're going to have a little bit of a break for the boys bracket. Let's take a look at the girls bracket, see where we're at. All right, we don't have mat assignments for either the boys or the girls at this point, which means we're going to have a little bit of a break for the Star Valley wrestlers. We're going to take a brief break so we can get a drink and get ready to go for some of these other matches we got coming up. We appreciate Wyoming Army National Guard for sponsoring this broadcast and for the support that they offer to our wrestling teams, both boys and girls. Thank you, Wyoming Army National Guard. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
and just flags the mat with one hand, she'll get a point.
Yep.
Because it's illegal to hold from, back behind. From the front, you can do it, bear hug. From behind, you can't squeeze the guts out of your opponent.
Now, and they've both been dinged for stalling, so if she can get up to her feet and it takes longer than 5 seconds for her opponent to return her back to the mat.
And that was close on that
there'll
last
be another
one.
point there,
yeah.
Yep.
What JR is referring to there, another stall call. Oh, there's
lock
He
hands.
caught it there. I think he was suspicious of it.
There we go.
Okay, so we lead this one by technical violation. Point lead, 1-0. Now, should she do that again, it's 2 points. Third time, she's disqualified. So okay, we're going to get a 1-point escape there to lead this now 2-0 in favor of Settley. We've got a young man over there. I don't know if we can zoom out.
Kimball Perry. So we're going to zoom out here, see if we might be able to get both matches for right now.
You know what? I think our camera's locked, JR. At least our screen is. Folks, we apologize if you're not seeing both wrestlers. Settley just advances another 3-point takedown in her favor to lead this one now 5-0.
We're sorry about the video stream. We're going to try and get that back up. That does have to do with our internet connection. We're still just working on trying to get a reliable source here.
Yeah, our camera shows 2, but our screen is only showing 1 mat. So we apologize if you guys are only seeing 1, and the mat you're seeing is locked. But Kimball is in the neutral position. Neither wrestler has scored. As they are coming about halfway down in the first round. On the Settley match, there was another a false whistle. They're not going to call caution. They're going to call whistle from the neighboring match. So Settley still leads that by 6. Kimball Perry in a good, solid collar tie, has one arm. Almost had wrist control on the other arm. Looked like he was going to transition off there to a 2-on-1 tie, Russian tie. Still no scores on the board with Kimball Perry and his opponent as they are working in championship bout. And we end the round scoreless, 0-0.
Once again, we apologize, folks. We're having some internet connection issues. We've got some guys working on it to try and get us back to where we need to be so you guys can view that.
Absolutely. Settley takes a half Nelson, puts her opponent flat in 4th place in championships.
Yep, great match for her.
Perry on top. Opponent, I believe, chose down in the second period. No points still on the board.
Kimball doing a good job of
working it behind his back. Corner Canyon does a good job. Green Canyon does a good job of basing back up, though. Kimball coming into this tournament as a #1 seed. Unfortunately, had a heartbreaker. I can't remember. Was that one on broadcast, JR? Or was the tech?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
So those watching know how that one ended. Just a tight match. Went to the end of the wire.
And it looks like they have switched the girls' mat to be, I think the girls are done through the consolation semis.
Well, that's nice to be able to, well, the camera may not be showing both, huh?
No, it should actually be showing both now because they're both on the top side of the gym.
Or, I mean, if this they're working on it.
Yep, they're working on it right now to try and get that. So hopefully we've got some audio going at very least.
Yeah. We're going to go into the third round here, 0-0. As Kimball has an armbar, he gets a tilt, and they're getting swipes. I stand corrected right in the final 3 seconds. How many?
2.
Green Canyon on top, still scoreless as Kimball leads this 2-0.
We're going to come in closer to Kimball here if we possibly can, as Hazen's opponent has not yet made his way to the mat.
Kimball's to his says, hey, I want to go down, I'm going to get out. If he does indeed get out and get that point, then now I might stand corrected here. That would end the match. If the other one holds him down, they'll go into a third overtime. I'm going to have to look. They've made some adjustments on this, but
I believe you're correct. That if
basically,
they score,
you're guaranteed if you get past the first overtime, as I recall.
Oh no! If there's a second overtime, there's automatically a third.
Third. That's what I mean. You're guaranteed a second and a third overtime.
His opponent has got him to his back at this point, getting some near fall points out of it, and Hazen's got to fight off of his back to try and get into the third, fourth place match, and he is going to get pinned. That will put him into the fifth, sixth place match. That's a heartbreaker because Hazen was leading that match probably by 6 points or so. That's a tough one for Hazen.
Yes, doggone it.
All right, looks like we're going to go back to the overtime match here. Looks like Kimball Perry. So this is the second overtime. So Kimball will be on bottom. He does need to score, but that does not end the match if he does.
To switch referee's position.
So Kimball up to his feet, trying to clear the hands. Green. We apologize if we're not live. We hope that we are. All right, now we got Damian Burgess. This is the semifinals to get into the third place match. His opponent looks to be from...
Looks like another Green Canyon almost.
It is Green Canyon. So here we go.
Utah opponent then, right?
I believe so, yes.
That's nice.
Able to take his opponent to his butt. Now he's just got to get over and around. Still neutral at this point. His opponent able to elevate his leg and get back around the side, so his opponent's going to end up with the points there from Green Canyon with the takedown.
That sure seemed like our move, JR. I would have been a lot more comfortable with a takedown and reversal off of that. But the ref said not quite enough control. Looked like he was in great control. But I think that leg, his opponent holding on that leg a little longer, kept him from flagging the score. 15 seconds left in the first.
Damian trying for the switch, not able to get the leg. We got 7 seconds left. We're going to head into the second period. Score of 3-0 in favor of Green Canyon.
Where would you like to see him, JR, if he wins the toss? He did win it. Excuse me.
He'll most likely defer.
He did.
So Damian's going to be on top here. Don't let him in on those legs. Damian able to follow him, and his opponent sits back again. Damian's got his arm, but his opponent's got his leg. So Damian's got to be careful here not to get into a fireman's position. He's got that tight waist.
Got a belly dump going.
That belly dump. He's got to break that on the front there. He's got the cross face. And he's able to dig that cross face out. He's going to get it back around, and he's going to get a 3-point takedown out of it.
Way to stay in good position. That was great wrestling.
That's going to tie it up 3-3. Damian puts on one of those nice Star Valley cross faces there. His opponent reaching back for a leg, not able to get it. Damian trying to, he's got a claw underneath.
Spiral ride on the opposite, trying to get him broke down. The kid has really solid hips. Look at that tight waist, though. Wow. Damian's wrapped almost clear around him like an anaconda. Makes
Damian
that very hard.
Going for a half, ends up with a wrist instead.
Has a double wrist. Ooh. .45 seconds left in the second period.
Needs to be careful there. He dumped his hips off the side, able to get right back, but he does need to try and cover those hips. He's got an ankle now.
He's making it really hard for that bottom opponent to do much. In fact, they just dung him for stalling.
For stalling, yep. Damian needs to hold on to him. He has only got 20 seconds left in this match. We need to make sure there's no more points scored by his opponent, especially at the end of this match. Damian doing a good job of maintaining the top position here. They still have the score as 0-3, but it is tied at 3-3.
I think he did start on the top position. Damian did.
Yeah, but Damian had a so he didn't have a takedown?
Well, I think he just did an excellent job maintaining position, didn't give up anything.
Gotcha, okay.
If he would have got out and then done that, yeah, he'd had the points, but they didn't actually give an escape.
So it looks to me like they're going to go in a neutral position. Damian wants to get a takedown here. So he does trail the match, actually, 3-0.
That was smart. Both wrestlers still on their feet. Oh, nice.
Damian, he's got to, stay on your feet, bud. Keep going.
Oh,
No.
Kid drug out. He did a nice drag out of the front headlock. Very experienced Utah wrestler here to immediately go into that drag. He felt that front headlock coming, and he just not only drug out, but lifted that leg, kind of high peaked around, and took advantage of his own takedown. And it was off of our position. We had great position.
Damien's got to get up. He's got his hips out to the side now. His opponent covering those again. Coming up with 1 minute left in the third period. Damien able to Granby. He's going for a Granby. Come on, sit your hips out. Almost had the Granby there.
Hit it again.
Hit it again.
Got to get the leg.
Get that leg. Get that leg.
Keep that elbow deep and hit it. Do a roll through. He's going to go for switch. It works.
Okay, but his opponent's willing to give that up, and now he's got to get some back points out of this. He still trails by 4 points. He's got a power half on.
Coach is saying let him go. I don't know. I think he's tiring out. I'd be tempted to
Damien, let him go.
Put him on his back.
He's got to reshoot in something heavier than that.
Yep, we almost got to go feet to back with 20 seconds remaining in this match.
Come on, Damien.
Got an underhook on one side. There's the lock. There's the lock. He's going to hit it. He's going for it. If he can switch directions. Oh, and it doesn't work in his favor.
Dang it. Tough match for him. He was trying to hit that throw, but he had his headgear in his eyes, so he couldn't see what he was doing.
Yep, but hey.
Tough match. That'll put Damien over into fifth, sixth place match. And my people, I still think that we are struggling with broadcast with.
Is that Hess over there? Yeah,
No, that's not Hess. That looks like Mickelson.
We apologize.
Or it could be Clapp even. Yeah, we are still having internet issues, my friends.
Star Valley just got done for a second stalling. That gives the other team, which is Madison, 1 point. I'm not sure of the score. Maybe, I don't know. Will that reboot the score, show the score, what round they're in? And, we have our good tech folks, and thanks to SBI Media working on our, oh, boy. We actually won that. So
that's
if that was Clapp, yep, it must have been a tight